Yeah, it meant nothing.
All right.
I can't get the song out of my head.
I know, me too.
I'm blinded by the lines. Oh, I can't see you.
We're live. Hello, everyone! It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talkin' Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, episode 33, a Galient effort. We have a lot to discuss with you guys. We're breaking down the duel between Gakuto and Galient. Everything you want to discuss from this episode, we are going to discuss. It is a short crew, kind of a skeleton crew here.
Tiny crew.
I'm very thankful that my friend Pete is here. Pete, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Good, no problem. I'm happy you're here. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you for making us a part of your Wednesday evenings a little later than usual. We kind of had to rush to just get something on tonight. Calibro, extremely busy with work.
Yeah.
So he is out for the second straight week. It is a very busy season right now during his job. We hope he will be able to return to us soon. And Nick T is still in quarantine. His sister has COVID, lives with his sister. An update on that, though, I actually spoke to Nick T earlier today. No one else in his family has tested positive, and his sister has very mild symptoms, but is already starting to feel a lot better than she was about a week ago. And again, no one else in that house has any symptoms or has tested positive. So hopefully we will have Nick T back by next stream.
That's what we're hoping for.
Obviously, the health is more important of his entire family.
Thankfully, she's all right.
And thankfully,
she's just the milds.
Yeah, thankfully she's doing fine. So I know Nick T's getting another test today. So hopefully he'll be back next Wednesday. But just kind of a weird week there for Nick T and for Calibro.
But hey,
I'm happy we're here, and hopefully that's enough for you guys. But I'm happy to have you. I want to thank everyone who donated at the beginning of episode 32, who donated at the start, during the stream of episode 32, I should say. We had a lot of people, so thank you guys so much. This is, again, the least I can do to show my gratitude. Big thank you to TNX Rail, Sean Gilbride, Drago Blue, Nicholas Horton, X-Slayer, Novice Gamer, Sin Cloud, Alan Wilkinson, Jack Knight, The Nerds, Goosey Q, Church of Flapple, Solid Snack, Horace Khan, Janeth Ernest, 15, Electric Kevin, Legendary Duels, Ice Aiden, Nick Schoner, and Seao Cesar Campos. Thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me, and thank you again all just for being here and tuning in to these streams. January has been a very weak month for video content. It's the 27th. I think I've uploaded twice. Usually I take, again, January's off from YouTube, or I upload very infrequently. I haven't even uploaded the review for this episode yet. That should be out tomorrow. But if you're here, you probably don't even need to watch that video, because obviously we're going to go in depth about this episode. I actually want to start with you. You do not start many of the dialogues here on 7's Up, so I want to know your thoughts, and of course your guys in the comments as well, on this episode between Gakuto and Galient.
It's funny, I want to point out one comment. Matt the Hero said, Pete and Dylan are always together, and then just put the, like the thinking, face. So, I don't know what he's implying.
I don't know either. I think we're probably the most, in terms of staying awake late at night, reckless of the group.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot of times where we'll film videos at 3 in the morning, and Nick T and Calibro.
You'll never know.
Nick T and Calibro ain't making it to those. So.
They're definitely not.
They have jobs.
Exactly.
Not that we don't, but you know what I mean. So yeah,
they value sleep. I think
they value sleep a little more than we do, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's healthy.
Yeah.
The episode, it was good. I definitely think it was Gakuto's best performance and best showing on the show, by a wide margin for me. He just felt he felt like a hero, almost, like, to the group and everything going on. Even Galion at the end respects him. Yeah. It says, oh, you have a strong master, I think he said to Ron's. Like, I really liked all those moments there. And it just, I know, it felt very Rocky-like, Like, it looked like he was down and he was out of it. And it's the same moves that beat Ron's. And then he's able to come, right back and defeat him, bring out the new ace, which I thought was really cool. Every little trick with Mandrill or when he retribute summons, he had an answer for. He's out there switching from attack to defense constantly. Yeah. I think Galion said he was a master of spell and trap cards, I believe is what he said in this episode.
Yes.
So all those things I thought were really good, and I actually thought the duel was pretty entertaining. Not to say that... No, I mean, I guess I will say, I guess this arc I haven't been in love with a lot of the duels. I think they've been kind of I don't know, a little lackluster.
Okay.
And I think we're going to probably get that next week, and we'll talk about that. But this one I actually really enjoyed, and it was really nice to see Gakuto in the spotlight for once.
Yeah, good opening thoughts. So my thoughts on the episode, I really liked it. I thought this episode sealed Gakuto as being a really good character.
Yeah.
I've always liked. I know it's kind of a meme where a lot of people think that I didn't like Gakuto for some reason. I think that's because I like to poke fun at him for a lot of early on stuff because he never really won, and he was kind of the jokester of one of the almost over reactive kind of characters. But I've always thought that he was a really solid character, and I would say that this win, I always kind of compare him to Roman, because obviously you have Yuga and Rook at the top two of the group, and then you have Gakuto and Roman as like the secondary two, still of the main four. This is a bigger win than I think Roman has ever gotten in the show.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Roman's biggest win still is against Gakuto, but like Gakuto, and of course it has the caveat, which doesn't bother me at all. I know it bothers a couple people, the caveat of the whole Berserk mode. And in that Gakuto duel, she did clearly forget things, which is the only time that's happened. Not something that I necessarily loved, but this was a great win for Gakuto. He felt like a hero, and I thought he out-dueled Galient. I thought he completely out-dueled Galient. Yeah. He needed to get this win because there was extra motivation there. Not only, yes, he wanted to be the student council president. He was suffering from the deficiency. There was a gag with that. But the real meat and potatoes of this duel was the fact that Galient kidnapped Ron's and Rinosuke, and Gakuto was fighting for their honor and fighting to kind of...
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, of course. And so Gakuto had to be the one that was going to defeat Galient. I had absolutely... I don't know, did you have an issue with that at all? Gakuto beating Galient losing at this point?
No, because I thought, even though he did control a decent amount of the duel, I think there's more for Galient going forward, given that he's in next episode and he looks like he's losing it a little bit.
It looks like he left the school. And there was a weird backstory. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that, and there was actually a pretty funny joke in there. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with it because I think there is more for that character going forward.
I completely agree. He already got a win, and I thought Gakuto just needed it way more.
He needed something.
Because this was really Gakuto's... I mean, he beat Otis, which was cool, but this was his real solo spotlight moment. The whole cast of Sevens is rooting for him to win, maybe except, Schwerbert, the Dove guy. And this was a great moment for him. It was a serious moment, and something else that I loved in this episode, and I thought this is something that I definitely go really kind of in-depth with in my review. I think a lot of times we put too much value into ourselves as how we act in certain fields. My value, for instance, when I'm feeling down about things, or maybe just in general, I'm like, oh man, I'm only as good as my YouTube videos are doing. I'm only as good as my Twitch streams are doing. I'm only as good as the amount of people that watch my videos or come to my streams. Very bad mindset to have. Someone that maybe doesn't do YouTube, let's say you're an accountant. I'm only as good as my job output. I think we value ourselves and our self-worth and our job a lot of times as one and the same. Yeah. And we think that sometimes we can't really have success or a lot of success outside of our field of work. I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with. I know I personally struggle with it. Yeah. So what Gakuto was going through in this episode did kind of hit home for me, which I really liked, because I love when I'm able to personally relate to things. And the obviously scene that I'm talking about is when Gakuto realizes that he's struggling with finding value even if he's not the president of Goha 6th. Even if he's not the student council president. Yeah. He's struggling with that the entire duel, and he kind of realizes, I think it's Ron's who kind of gets through to him, I have worth in this world, even if I am not the Goha 6th student council president. Ron's and Rinosuke still respect me. I still have great friends, and I'm still a cool dude. And I think to see Gakuto kind of overcome that was really, really enjoyable to watch. And once he did overcome it, he was able to summon his new ace, Semi-Ruler, I believe was the ace. Semi-Ruler, which looked really cool. And he was able to get the win against Galient, and I thought it was a moment that he needed a lot. And I would say that is the best dueling moment any of the core four have had this entire season. Right? Because Yuga beat Rook's sister.
Right.
And Rook beat Django. But I would say that beating Galion...
Oh, this is by far
this
the
is
best
the biggest
win.
win. Now, that's not going to stand. Obviously, Asana is going to go down at some point,
Well,
probably.
What if it does stand?
Maybe it will, but like to say, 6-7 episodes into an arc where there's one episode duel every arc, that Gakuto has the biggest win so far of the main core, I think that's great. I mean, Roman didn't even get a win. She lost to Sushiko. So, really good episode.
Forget that's in this arc.
Roman versus Sushiko. Well, it kicked it off. It's an honest tool to forget. So yeah, I thought it was great for Gakuto, and I thought it was just really good for the show and the overall core 4.
Yeah, I don't really have any knock against it, and I just think we're through 33 episodes now, and if Gakuto lost again, I mean, like, what are we doing with one of the core 4 characters? So
right.
there was no way that I know. I mean, I didn't love that.
Well, let's talk about the end of the episode, because you kind of alluded to me that you didn't love that there were no real stakes.
I didn't love that because, like, they're dueling, right? Everyone at 6th Elementary, if you challenge them with a duel, they have to take it, right? And so the stakes there are then supposed to be, in my mind, of some kind of honor of, okay, I'm going to get to go back and be student council president at 7th. Yuga and them, they're still here. But I, as Gakuto, get to go back. Oh, no, you don't. And you just get pushed to a very GX-like the abandoned dorm. That's what it felt really like. And I was like, well, that kind of, I don't know. It kind of undercut the moment.
See, so I completely disagree with that.
All right, that's
so
fair.
First of all, I think that it continues to demonize Asana, which is never a bad thing. Again, I don't think she's a villain.
Who's clearly...
I don't think she's evil.
She's being...
being manipulated by Goha.
She's being pushed in terms of her contract.
Right, of course, right, with whatever that is. And we'll talk more about Goha's role in this episode and in the arc in general. But I think it villainizes Asana to a degree. So I think it makes you want to hate her a little more because, like, she's not honoring the rules of the contract. Galient was ready to offer it. Galient walks away. He throws off his jacket. He walks away into the sunset. And you're like, wow, all right, well, I guess Galient was
Walking in a tank top.
Yeah, I know. I mean, jacked. Galient is ripped, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
big dude, but he's ripped.
We got to see how actually old he is.
I think he's in his 30s, but we'll get into that. Now, here's a crack theory. Galient is Mimi's husband.
God damn it.
Now, what do you think? Hold on. It just came to me. I just thought of it.
I just thought of it.
Galient is Mimi's husband. Let's get that trending.
I hope that is that.
Oh, man, that would be amazing. No, in all seriousness, I think Asana not following the honor of saying, all right, you beat us fair and square, I think that's good for her, and I don't think that's bad for the show. And it's big brain Yuga, right? Because Yuga did all of this with Kaizo to get them to the abandoned dorm.
Yeah.
He knew that by breaking the rules, whether Gakuto was there or not, he knew that they would get banished to that place and that the secret to unlocking how they got maximum summonings is right in that abandoned mine.
Yep.
Which is fascinating.
I mean, again, shows that he's a very smart protagonist.
He is, and I don't think anyone really questions that at this point. I mean, I think you can make the case, we've had a lot of very smart Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists. Yeah. You can make the case that he's up there.
Yeah.
As one of the smartest.
I would agree. I mean, he's definitely smarter than Judai, I would say, at this point.
Yeah, I'd say the only one who is maybe smarter than him is maybe Yusaku.
Yusaku was pretty brilliant at coding. Yeah. So that's pretty good. But no, I like it just reaffirmed and we don't forget about that part of his character, that he's intelligent. And it's a cool chess game going on, right? Because Asana is clearly, she's a pawn, right? In all of this. Because now we see that initially we go, oh, well, she had this whole plan to get them to transfer. Well, that's all President Drone over there. He's completely running that show and even semi-forcing her to make sure that they stay here even after the rules say they could leave. Mm-hmm. But now Yuga is, even without all the information, he's trumping that. And he's going, well, all right, well, we're stuck here, then I need to uncover some things about those maximums. Wasn't that weird that she had maximum cards, and then now he knows how to get it. And then Rook had his little funny thing of just keeps going back to, oh, they're digging it up. That's what they're doing. No, they're not. He was so confident in that.
Yeah, he was so confident, but he was onto something that obviously there is a tie-in with the mines. And when you think of mines, you do think of digging. So Rook did kind of, I think, inspire Yuga to think about it a little bit. I mean, because remember, then Yuga's reading up on it. Okay, maybe I'm just trying to give Rook too much credit. Something that I thought was also very interesting. Did it just lose me? It might have just lost me. I think I just lost it.
You'll get it back.
I'll get it back because we're going to really touch on everything we have to. But I have written down here, I'm trying to really think what it is.
Everyone's saying justice for Yusei. We cut out Yusei in terms of
Yusei is very smart as well.
It was very smart. Definitely great mechanically.
Yeah, I'd say Yusei, Yusaku, and I mean Yami Yugi's pretty the dark spirit.
Right, but that's not actual Yugi though.
Right.
It's whatever he's.
And I don't know if he's necessarily smart. He's just very good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to play the cards.
Yeah, he's very good. One of the best, obviously. I want to talk about Galient's backstory because that was kind of the
totally threw me for a loop.
Yeah, there's always a moment in almost every Sevens episode where I'm like, all right, that I did not see coming at all, and I don't know what to make of it.
I have no idea.
I mean, there's almost every Sevens episode where something like that happens. Like, I have no idea what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that backstory, because what he was, doing with Asana would make me think that he was older, that he was a caretaker, or that he was like an older brother of her. Now, obviously, he says, I've dedicated my whole life to taking care of the Great One, who is Asana, so that makes sense. But when we get shots of, Asana taking a bath or riding on a machine, she looks very young. She looks like she's 2 or 3 years old.
She looks very
And
young.
he is definitely not her age. He definitely isn't. And even Roman comments on it. And I know it's in a comedic way, but even Roman comments and goes like, just how old are you exactly? Because clearly, which is hilarious as well, because it's not like Roman can see the flashbacks. So that was a little bit of breaking the fourth wall there, like as if she was able to watch the flashbacks with us. So I thought that was actually very clever. But Galient, in my opinion, is probably in his 20s. Or maybe even in his 30s like Mimi. It doesn't surprise me because we have a character like Mimi. So never judge a character based off their appearance in Sevens. And maybe we should have seen this coming, that he is an older character because of the mustache. And I know it was, the ploy of that was, oh, well, he uses a mustache to disguise how young he is. But that whole sentiment seems to have kind of led us astray as to actually how old he is, which is really fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really that important what his age is, which is why maybe the flashback was even more weirder for me, because I didn't feel like it added that much. I mean, did you get the same vibe? Do you think he's much older, or do you think they're the same age?
No, I think
that's what it implied, right?
Unless he's being over dramatic in terms of telling the backstory. He is clearly the same way he looks now while he is bathing a 2-year-old Asana.
Right.
I mean, he has to be decently older
right.
to be responsible for that. I would say he's probably in his 30s. If you said he was in his mid-20s, sure. But there has to be some kind of 10-year age gap there.
Yeah.
Which kind of threw me for a loop. It's a little Mimi-esque. It's a little weird.
I didn't see it coming.
Very much in the show, it's adults somehow pretending they're children.
Yeah.
I feel like that's becoming a common theme. But yeah, I don't know what to make of it, more in the sense that only thing is they have a deeper history than I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm interested to know what it is, and that's why I don't think this loss for Galion is such a big deal, because I still feel he's important to who Asana is as a character.
Yeah, I mean, he's dedicated his entire life to taking care of Asana, to watching over Asana, and you actually you kind of just put the pieces together right there, which is why I love having these discussions with you guys and with you and the team over here, because when you said, there's a theme of adults disguising themselves as kids, there's a reason why Mimi does it, right? Mimi does it to kind of blend in with the crowd, and she does it to, Renaissance? What's that word?
Like a reconciliation?
No, when you're spying on someone. Renaissance.
Oh, reconnaissance?
Reconnaissance. Renaissance.
Yeah. That's a spoonerism.
Reconnaissance. No, that was me just being dumb and not remembering the word. When she's doing reconnaissance and spying on Yuga, she has to be a young kid because it makes sense. That's her purpose. Galient, I just kind of clicked to me, he probably is saying that he's a younger kid so he can be close with Asana and legally be part of that school and legally watch over all of the students in that school. Yeah. So actually, he does have a purpose to lie about his age, so that much like Mimi, he can attend that school and keep an eye on her.
Is Asana aware that
she probably is,
that he raised her and he's lying?
I'm sure she's got to
be aware.
I'm sure she's aware. The one character that I'm kind of surprised has not gotten more spotlight. And we know in the next 2 episodes, because we have the 35 summary, which is also very ambiguous. That came out last night. So we're going to get into 34 and 35. You're not going to be able to make anything of it. At least I can't. I mean, maybe you can. I'm surprised that Schwerbert has not, I'm just calling him Schwerbert or Chevelle, has not really gotten that much focus yet. I mean, he's shown up and he rooted on Galient.
I think it's going to happen.
I think it definitely will.
As one of the 3 silhouettes.
Definitely, but I'm just surprised that through the first 9 episodes of potentially a 13-episode arc, he hasn't dueled yet.
It would be nice if they broke, I saw some people writing this, it would be nice if they broke that mold. And it doesn't necessarily have to be crammed into 13 episodes.
I completely agree.
Like, let's make it 16. Let's make
or
it
26.
20.
26.
Whatever the hell it has to be.
I completely agree. And the only reason I'm assuming it's going to go to episode 39 is because that's the precedent. Yeah. We could be completely wrong about that, but we'll see. The other thing that I wanted to talk about with all of you guys and with you, Pete, Mimi and Goha's role in this episode.
Yes,
so that scene surprised me a little bit.
Really, that's exactly where I think I predicted it was going.
See, the scene surprised me because I thought that the mask was going to permanently stay on her always. I did not think the mask was going to be able to release itself or would choose to release itself. I thought that mask was going to stay on Mimi's head. It was never going to be off. And that aspect surprised me a little bit. Not in a bad way. I was just kind of surprised at the dynamic there, where the mask is still giving her a little bit of freedom. But once the mask puts itself on Mimi, she's unable to really speak. And the mask does the speaking on the phone. So, again, Mimi's not really the one in control here, which we all knew.
Yeah. Which I think implies that the man that was in there was also probably not in control as well. That died or whatever happened to him.
I mean, he died.
He died.
He's dead.
He's dead, and I want to know what the hell happened to his body.
Well, Mimi moved it
and put it in the garbage chute,
which is, I'm pretty sure, a felony.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So
let's
not forget Mimi is complicit in a.
She is complicit in murder. I'm just saying. But it's exactly what I was predicting in the sense that how much control was Mimi going to have in here and that she was going to lose it over time. Well, she lost it immediately. Mm-hmm. She has absolutely no control, and I like that it gave us that shot of inside of the mask, so we still get her perspective of like, wait, hold on, I'm not even saying anything, mm-hmm. and the drone is speaking for me, and it's like, yeah, you're president, but you're nobody. No. Like, and it's like this dream that you had, she's slowly going to see that it wasn't worth it.
Right.
I mean, she even said it was boring. That was another word she used. You know why it's boring? Because she's doing nothing.
And she can't do anything.
Because the drone is doing everything.
Yeah.
So it's boring. You're literally just the embodiment for this robotic AI.
Which isn't that actually hilarious when you think of like corporate America? Yeah. Because how many times have you heard that the more you work up the corporate ladder, the less work that you actually have to do and the more money that you make?
Yep.
So that actually is a great play on what it's like in some corporations, in at least the country that we live in, the United States, where like the more... You would think the more responsibilities as you climb the ladder,
I would agree with
but that usually, at least for what I hear, is never the case. So that's actually hilarious.
I think that will be intriguing going forward because this has a potential to get dark. Because what if the president, the drone, orders to do something, and you could have a shot of like Mimi like screaming for it not to happen?
Yeah.
Like what if her son's at risk, right? She has absolutely no control over what happens.
And that's the thing, that drone, let's say Yugioh is in the line of fire for whatever reason, that drone is not going to care.
Yeah.
It's not his son.
No, it's literally an AI.
He doesn't care.
It has no emotions, it has nothing.
Yeah.
It's a calculating machine. That's what it's for. So that could get pretty interesting and maybe a little sinister going forward.
It definitely could. There was another interesting scene with Goha, and it was when the assistant walks out. An unnamed assistant. I don't expect to ever see him again. But again, Sevens likes to do things, and I never really, especially kind of one-off lines. And what I mean by that is when there's a character that only has one line or so.
It has a purpose.
Or match lines. I think it has a foreshadowing purpose. And actually, I do want to give myself a little bit of credit and to all the people that bought onto that train. When this arc first started, what was my opening monologue for the episode 27, Sevens Up? It was that Mr. Goha said, "We will surely and utterly crush rush duels. That should be your first responsibility to kneel."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Asana said at the end of 26. And I immediately tied them together, and they're working side by side.
They got to be in some way because...
Well, we saw that on the phone call.
We did, but...
And they even used the same phrase.
I mean it in the sense of Neil and Asana. Do they know each other?
Oh, I don't know about Neil.
Are they aware of each other existing? Because what if this gives more plausibility, if that's a word I could use there, to the theory that what if Neil was the one that gave Asana the maximum cards?
He had to be involved.
They're like, what if in this mine, wherever they are, what if he set that up?
Yeah.
You know, there's a possibility to something like that. Somebody had to put them there. They were just buried for thousands of years.
Definitely.
So I don't know how much I would believe that. So like I feel like since rush duels are just created, I don't think they're they existed in Egypt 4,000 years ago. Like I think that Neil has something to do with this.
Yeah, and Mr. Goha may have forced Neil to give him like the coding to make maximums
He
for
probably
Asana.
would. I mean, he technically works there, right? Goha didn't fire him.
No, Goha did not fire him, but he did scold him. He roasted him in front of the whole crowd.
Him in front of the crew.
So,
but if you're Neil, you can't feel that bad because all those people that are potentially like, kissing, Mr. Goha's ass, you owned all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So you have nothing to fear.
No. But Neil was definitely frustrated that Mr. Goha didn't want anything.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
With him.
We haven't seen him in a while. We just have his kind of avatar in Sebastien there.
Yeah,
so that's really all we have.
Yeah, well, Neil will probably be coming up soon, so that'll be very exciting when he gets back involved. And we know he's gonna have a role to play. He's in the opening now. And again, when you think maximum, you have to think the creator. So is Roa, and we know that there's a new set coming out. Like, it's called like Stage Max Live, a new Rush Duel set. That's not what it is, but it's something musically related. A lot of people are speculating that Roa is going to be the main feature of that set. That would imply that he's going to get some duels in a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, I should say. So Roa will definitely be back. I don't know where he fits in right now, but we might have a 5Ds moment where, again, they all start to fit in, everything starts to connect. So we'll see.
Could be.
But the one moment that I was referring to before I got a little off track there was the assistant walks out of the office and says, Mr. Goha seems a little different.
He is.
And he is. He's shorter, and I think that is kind of a prelude to how people are going to realize that something's changed. And maybe, I think it would not shock me at all. I think Yuga could be the one that puts 2 and 2 together. Mimi is gone. Mr. Goha is now much shorter. Neil. I'm sorry.
Neil could put it together.
Not Yuga.
I could see Yuga putting it together.
I could see Yuga putting it together.
I just don't think he'll have the opportunity to.
Right. I could see Neil having the opportunity to, because he's still... I meant Neil, not Yuga. He works at Goha. He's an intelligent guy, and he's going to realize that Mimi is no longer around, and that Mr. Goha is much shorter. I think Neil is going to be the one to put it together. But we'll see. That's just kind of an out there prediction right now.
The box is also called Dynamic Eternal Live.
Dynamic Eternal Live. Whoever said that, thank you very much. It sounds like Roa.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I guess the only other character it could be for is Roman. I mean, the live makes you think that it has to be...
Yeah, but he's the star. He's the singer. He's the front
absolutely.
Man. So
and Roman's tone deaf. So it has to be... It has to be Roa, man. Wrong. But yeah, ultimately, great Gakuto episode.
Could this... All right, let me throw this out here.
All right.
Could this imply that there will be a mutiny at Goha Corporation? That they see a leadership change is there, they don't agree with it. Most of those, if probably not all those employees, are probably not aware that a drone is running the company. Could there be a mutiny situation where the drone will have to come down with an iron fist?
I think maybe not the whole company. I could see that happening with Neil, specifically.
Yeah.
Because Neil is the only one... Again, the members of Top of Hexagon, and I said this after Neil smacked him, I was wrong, because I thought we would never see them again. And we did see them again in context of Goha completely roasting them and Neil roasting them. And now we know they've been demoted. I don't expect... And I didn't, after that Neil moment, that the Top of Hexagon characters, we were ever going to get their names and that they were going to be relevant. I just don't think that's going to be the case. So the only relevant character right now that works at Goha, not including Mimi, who's part of President Drone, is Neil. And so I could definitely see some pull and tug between Neil and President Drone.
I just want Neil to... He's got to be more relevant. Let's bring him back.
I agree. Well, he might be in the next episode.
He could be.
So we're going to read the summary for 34 and 35. We're going to make our predictions on that. It's unclear who's exactly dueling. We know Finger Chikako is one, and I'm not making that up. It's actually hilarious to say out loud. Same voice actress as Sorako, the alien who dueled Menzaburo, the ramen guy, and very similar design. So it could be the same character. It could just be another alien from that planet. We'll discuss that, and they're either going to be dueling Kaizo or Sebastien. It might be a 2-on-1 duel, so we'll be making our predictions there. That'll be not easy to pick, and it'll be a pretty fascinating duel. I do want to take some comments from you lovely folks.
Yeah, you got it.
And then we'll do some 34-35 analysis. But again, thank you all so much for being here. A Galient effort, episode 33. Normally, the discussions would, I think, go for a little longer, the initial discussions, but it's just the two of us, so hopefully
we'll entertain you as much as we can.
Yes.
All right, so we'll start off the donos tonight with Sean Gilbride.
11-11.
11-11.
Sean, thank you so much, man.
Been rewatching most of the previous Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Live streams the last couple days to cheer myself up since I've been cooped up in the hospital after suffering a heart attack last Friday.
Oh my God,
Sean, we are totally sorry to hear that, man, and I'm glad that rewatching old kooky content we do over here is cheering you up. So wish you the best, man, and praying for you.
Yeah, send prayers to Sean in the chat. I hope you're still here, Sean. I'm horrified to hear that, dude. That is that's horrible. I'm hoping that you're doing okay. I'm hoping that you're stable. I imagine you are if you're here commenting. But I'm so sorry, man. Prayers and thoughts and love.
Yeah, chat at Sean and give him some love out there. Give him some prayers.
Yeah,
Sean in the chat.
Yeah, Sean Gilbride, man. You're a great dude, and you know we'll always be here for you, man. I promise. You're here for me every week, and that means the world. And yeah, thoughts and prayers, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Geez, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. And thank you for just being here, and you definitely don't need to donate.
Man. You definitely don't. And it's greatly appreciated. But, yeah, again, I will...
I'll be using that 11-11 to make a wish that you're all right.
That's actually what I'm going to spend it on as well, definitely. Yeah, so, Sean, thank you, man. Thank you. Thoughts and prayers, man.
Man, it sucks. And we're ready. 2021 is just sucking just as much as 2020.
That really that's very heartbreaking to hear. Yeah. I'm just happy that
it's another shitty year. We just continued it in the next year. Yeah. So that's all we did.
Every year is just
shitty. It's welcome to life.
Jeez.
This is Kyle. You said it's pronounced like Kyle, so it's. I'm gonna say Kyle Caesar Campos.
Yes,
so
Kyle.
I'm sorry I pronounced that wrong.
I butchered that at the beginning of this stream.
And I believe this is the $5 Brazilian that you have. Hi Dylan. School is getting back here slowly, and I'm waiting for the vaccine for the job. Can't wait to get back to teach and play Yugioh with them. You gonna play Yugioh with the kids in the classroom?
You're gonna be the coolest teacher in Brazil.
You're definitely gonna be a cool
guarantee
teacher.
That, Kyle. Thank you so much for the donation. Good luck with getting the vaccine. Stay safe. Hopefully, we'll be able to get it in a couple months. We'll see about it.
Yeah.
Right now, though,
he said waiting for the vaccine to do her job. So you implying that you already got it and that you're just waiting for the period?
Actually, if he's a teacher, he probably does have.
So that's great.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
awesome.
great.
So I know a few people that have gotten the vaccine now, which is good.
My mom just got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, she works in the healthcare industry, so she's first and foremost.
That is awesome.
Stuff like that. So.
That's awesome. Yeah.
She said it hurts. Like, it leaves you sore. Like, you know, if you ever get a flu shot or anything, it hurts around your arm.
I know, I hate needles, dude. But you gotta get it.
You gotta get it, you know.
I hate needles.
Shark King 101, which I haven't seen in a while. Donate $10.
Oh, Shark King, thank you so much,
and said,
man.
Do you think that Yuga might be a part of the family that created Goha? And that's why President Drone is trying so hard to make Yuga fall back in line, because the drone wants Yuga to be the next leader.
That would actually be fascinating.
That's a pretty cool theory.
I like that theory a lot, Shark King. The reason he's doing it is because he wants Yuga to be the next heir, the rightful heir to the Goha.
It's very
throne.
Emperor Palpatine.
It is very Emperor Palpatine. I don't think so. But then again, there's a lot of theories that I think do have validity to them, and they're never close to coming true. But even though I don't think that's what's going to happen, because I really do think he just wants to destroy rush duels at this point, I love that theory, and I would not mind them going that route. I've discussed that I think the person after Mimi could very well be Rook, if there is another person, because Rook wants to be the king, he wants power, and I think he would be naive enough to fall into that trap, and that would also give Yuga and Rook a reason to kind of duel. I think that would be fascinating. But it's a cool theory, Shark King. I like that one a lot. I love hearing theories like that.
I really do like that.
Out of the box theories.
Connect that old family right there of Yuga. I really like that.
And thank you for the very generous donation, Shark King. Thank you so much.
Cammy keeps asking a question. What do we think the deck for Kaizo is going to be? It's got to be some kind of drone, robotic related.
Yeah,
right?
it'll be a drone
and
deck.
And it's also Kaizo and Sebastien dueling, right?
We think so, but it's very ambiguous. We're going to discuss that when we talk 34. We'll talk deck predictions.
Yeah, so we'll get more to that.
Yeah, Sebastian's deck is great. I forgot Sebastien dueled. I actually liked his deck a lot.
And that was a really actually good duel.
It was a creepy
very
duel.
Dark. It talked about how chairs are important throughout history.
Yeah.
Harris Khan donated 5, I believe this is pounds.
Yes.
And said, "Hi, I thanked you already. Just wanted to add you. Got me back into Yugioh. I stopped watching for 5 years, and my passion has returned. So thanks a lot."
Hey, you know what? I love getting comments like that. And, people with Yu-Gi-Oh!, the anime, the card game, they come and go. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who will tell me, like, yeah, for 6-7 years I was out of the show, whether it was my channel or our streams or something completely unrelated to me. It's like, but I saw the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrain synopsis and it drew me back in. I saw the legacy characters were returning in Arc 5 and it drew me back in. Which, if that's the case, I'm sorry. I saw that the, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens had a complete redo. And that drew me back in. Even though there's a lot of people that left because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, there's also a lot of people that came back and have been really enjoying it. So it's all about personal taste. Harris, I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm thank you. I mean, that it was our content. That means the world.
It's a great comment.
It's one of the best compliments I can get. So
that.
Harris, thank you. I know you donated pretty heavy last week, man. I don't forget stuff like that. And thank you so much for the donation. I hope you're having a great day.
Absolutely. Ice Aiden donated $5.
Thank you, Ice.
It said, "I was feeling sick." Man, what is going on? "I was feeling sick and I took the COVID test. Hopefully it comes out negative, but I got to spend time with you amazing people."
Well, Ice Aiden, you're here every week, man. Ice Aiden.
And I hope you're feeling better, and
Yes.
I hope it comes back negative. Thanks for stopping by, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for the donation. And hopefully you get a negative test.
Yeah, and I hope this is making you feel just a little bit better.
Just a little better.
Just to distract you.
Take your mind off it a little bit, yeah.
So, all right. People that are adding me, I will get to you in a second. We're just going to keep it donos. Harris Khan donated another £5.
Thank you, Harris.
And said, "I'll keep coming to these streams once in a while, but it'll be inconsistent, although I'm still going to keep watching and supporting. Good night, guys."
Thank you, Harris. Good night. Thank you so much for donating. Even if you watch the VOD, dude, it means the world, so.
Hey, just comment on the VOD. We see all the comments.
Yeah, I always go back and read the comments. Also, for these streams, obviously, I'm never looking at the chat because I would lose my train of thought too easily. That's why Pete is great with that. So I always do go back, though, and read the live chat. So that's what I do usually every Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. He really does. Trust me.
No, I do. I do.
XLayer64. He donated $10.
Thank you,
And he said,
XLayer.
"Yo, how's your day going, Pete and Dill? Really enjoyed the episode. It might be one of my top 5 throughout the show. One question is, how old is Galion actually?"
So XLayer, thank you for the donation. You've been
Day's going good. Hope yours as well.
Hope your day is going well, man. Yeah, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his late 30s.
He's got to be in his 30s.
I think it's just
right?
like Mimi, where he's probably like 33.
I mean, even Roman calls attention to, "How old are you?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, which was hilarious because it's not like she can see the flashback, so
No.
like it's hilarious that she did that. And then the other part of that top 5 episode, I think that's fair. Honestly, I think if you're a big Gakuto fan, I think this very well could be your favorite episode, and I think it probably should be. I think this was a really good episode for Gakuto, and I would say it's probably in my top 10. I mean, we've only had 33 episodes, so I would feel, and knowing a lot of the episodes that we've had,
I would have to think about it, but I really did enjoy this duel.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It was the best Gakuto episode of the show, by and far.
Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that, XLayer. I'm happy to hear you enjoyed it a lot. I did too. I was very high on the episode.
Yeah, and I just at some point I hope they say how old he is.
I hope so too. I feel like they won't, but
Adola Burst is here.
Maddie, how you doing, man?
Donated $5, and this man has the audacity to go, "Small donation time."
Yeah, he's
like this guy.
so
No big donations for a while. As you're aware, I hope you and Pete are having a great night. Man, anything you donate or anything
$5
you just even being here.
$5 is a great donation, man. Especially when you do not need to donate. And I say it all the time. You guys do not need to donate. But Maddie, Adola Burst, thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you.
I know he is saving up for some really cool. I actually spoke to him last night for an hour after the stream.
Up for some good stuff?
He's saving up for some really cool Fire Force Valentine's Day merch. So
there we go.
And I said, I'm like, dude, you got to prioritize that. If you and I did say, if you donate to me at all in February, I'm gonna yell at you. So make sure you don't. But I love you, man. And the conversation last night was a blast. Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a show that we talked a lot about. I'm sure it's a show a few of you guys are watching. Incredible show. I mean, I highly recommend it. It's only 16 episodes in. I'm only 13 episodes through it, but it is a phenomenal show. And me and him have very similar taste in anime because Fire Force and My Hero are the other 2 shows I'm watching, which he's also watching. So Adola Burst is a Fire Force.
Well, you're
name.
also watching. What's the new one he got you on now?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's it.
Yeah, which I highly recommend. I mean, I still got 3 more episodes to watch.
I'll ask you more after. I don't even know what it's about.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
I think you would really like it. I mean, it's.
I can't add any more shows, man.
Yeah, but
can't do this to me.
This one's worth it. This one's worth it.
That's what everyone says.
I know, but like I've never like even tried to like coerce you besides Yu-Gi-Oh to watch.
Besides Yu-Gi-Oh, where you forced it down my throat.
I shoved it down your throat. I think this is a really good one, but we'll talk more after this.
All right.
But Maddie, thank you. We're gonna take 2 more donations.
That sounds good.
And then we are gonna read 34 and 35 summaries, and we got to make our predictions, and we're gonna talk about the bizarreness of these 2 summaries.
They're strange.
The ludicrousy of these 2 summaries. Also, Adola Burst, I know you're not caught up on SEVENS, so get off the podcast. Don't get spoiled, man. Unless you don't care. But thank you, Maddie.
Elaine also said, "What about that girl they called Mr. Goha?" That's another thing
we don't know because that is
here.
not Asana.
Yeah.
That girl's voice was like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, there's something
so that's another great point, Elaine.
It was a time traveling moment of young Asana calling on.
Stop.
Come on. There's got to be some theory out there about that. Nick Schoner donated $5.
Nick, thank you so much, dude.
And said, Gakuto, biggest win so far, and very happy for him. Asana didn't know that Yuga wanted to go to the mine. He was happy and wants to get to see those maximum cards.
Absolutely.
And then I think also added in the comment, I was going to say that I wonder if President Drone will say to Mimi to tell her what the contract with Asana is and if she leaves the president role. I guess because of that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. See, I think so. Nick, thank you so much for the donation, man. You're a great dude. I think Mimi is forced into this role.
Oh yeah, she's done.
I think even if she
wanted
wanted
to leave,
to leave,
on, got electrocuted.
I don't think. And there might be a scene where she tries to leave and quit, and
I think that's gonna happen.
And the drone's gonna force her to stay. Because she knows too much. Like she's never, unless that drone is defeated, she is never going to leave. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
As to the other thing, Nick, completely agree. Yuga outsmarted Asana. Which is hilarious because Asana thought that she was getting the one-up on them by sending them to the mines. Oh, I'll show them. You know, they're beneath me. I can do whatever I want.
Exactly what we want.
You fell into Yuga's hands. Nothing to be ashamed about. Yuga's a smart guy. And then the other part of that comment, you might have to remind it was the beginning part.
He said, biggest win so far for Gakuto.
Yes. Biggest win so far for Gakuto. Completely agree. I think it's bigger than any win Roman has gotten so far. And you know I'm very high on Roman. And I think it's the biggest win that any of the core 4 have gotten this season so far. I mean, Yuga versus Tiger was good, but I don't think, you know, it was a very important duel.
Enjoy the Tiger character.
But it was, I love Tiger. I love Tiger. And then I think, you know, Rook versus Django, that was a fun duel, but you know, it's Django. So it's not really comparable to the threat that Galient is. So, no, biggest win for Gakuto, biggest win of the core 4 of the season so far, definitely. We'll do one more, and then we'll talk 34.
One more. All right. The lucky winner for that one more, it's Electric Kevin.
Kevin,
he donated $5 Australian.
Thank you, my man.
And he said the new Duelist pack is giving new support for 3 duelists that uses the win attribute. Who do you think the 3 are? I'm thinking Yugioh, Lulu, and maybe Raphael.
Oh, Raphael would be interesting.
I have no idea about that.
Yeah, so
that's all you.
A very late Duel Monsters character and 2 Arc 5 characters. Yeah, Yugioh would be interesting. Speedroids, I could definitely see Speedroids getting support. I could definitely see Rory's, not Wind Witches, whatever Rory's monsters are. I can't even remember the name. Wind Witches is Rin. Wind Witches are Wind as well, because when I saw the Wind, I thought Rin. I thought Rin could be getting support, but let me just make sure that that's even a Wind type. I don't want to get anything wrong. Wind Witch. Lyrilusk, yeah.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
Lyrilusk. That's Rory's. That's Rory's. Does Rin use...
I didn't watch Arc 5.
Oh, Rin just got support, or Wind Witches just got support. Okay, yeah, I could see it being Rory and Yugioh. Raphael is a good one. I love Raphael's deck. I would love to see some more support for his deck. Speedroids I tried to play with.
Apparently, Wind Witches already have confirmed support, so that's something that's being said.
Okay, yeah, well, right. So that's why I guess it wouldn't be Rin. You know, you guys know my up-to-date trivia on the TCG is not the best, so I appreciate you telling me that. Yeah, because when I think Wind, I immediately think Rin for whatever reason. But, yeah, I could see it being Yugioh and Rory. I'm trying to think of what other characters even use Wind monsters. But when I saw the announcement, Kevin, I had seen people said Lyrilusk and speedroids. Raphael's is a good one, but I'm excited. We got Blood Rose Dragon. It's automatically one of my favorite synchro monsters.
Yeah.
I've been clamoring for that Aki upgrade for a while on this segment, so I'm happy it finally happened.
A couple of people said Windy as well from Brains.
Oh, Windy, yeah.
You know, what if it was that?
Storm Riders, right? It was Storm Riders.
Yeah, I really did like that.
That would be cool.
I thought he was a cool character.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
All right, so for now,
Storm Riders.
that's done with donos.
Okay.
Let's go to these summaries.
Okay, so these summaries are new to you.
Completely new.
Okay. So we're going to
And you
read...
hyped them up as weird, so they better be.
Oh, they're weird. I mean, especially 35. Maybe not weird, but very ambiguous. So here's the 34 summary. The title of it is very interesting. The Subterranean Shiatsu Empire Strikes Back.
What?
In order to learn more about Asana and her group, and find out how Asana got her... If you do not want any spoilers, get off. If you do not... I'm sorry, I usually put that one. If you do not want any spoilers, get off. Yikes. And find out how Asana got her maximum monster. Yuga sends Kaizo and Sebastien to Neil. Along the way, the two of them have to hide from the rain, which is funny because they're robots, so they would short circuit. You don't seem that amused. Finger Chikako, a self-proclaimed subterranean sent after them by the Machine Cavalry Duel Club, then shows up and challenges the two to a duel. The cast is Yuga, Rook, Gakuto, Roman, Kaizo, Neil. So Neil is speaking in this episode.
Okay.
Sebastien, Ronz, Asana, Galient, Schwer, Dovrap, Finger Chikako, Machine Cavalry Duel Club members. So no Mimi or President Drone.
Chikako.
Chikako is voiced by the same VA as Sorako,
The alien.
Okay. And also looks exactly like her. As for what shiatsu is, check this Wikipedia article. It's a form of Japanese bodywork based on concepts in traditional
How
Chinese
close
medicine.
do they look?
That's...
Oh my god.
I want to see if
Aliens are coming to the show.
I want to see if I can get this to render in. That is what Finger... There's a little bit of a delay. Is it going to render in?
It would, maybe if you back up a little bit.
That's a pretty good camera. It should render in. Well, you can see the outline. It looks exactly like... Okay, that did not render in.
It did not render in.
But it looks exactly like Sorako.
We had that outlandish theory that aliens at some point they're coming back in the show.
Right, but is this Sorako? Which would be hilarious.
It could
right?
be just one of her race. They look the same.
It could be someone in her race. Absolutely.
What if there's another ramen shop deep inside this mine? Then I'm starting to question why are ramen shops in the worst places? Because your business is going to be terrible.
Well, but you saw the one in Underground with Goha. It was popping off, dude.
Yeah, it didn't even make any sense.
It was popping off.
How was people
it's like Wendy's at midnight, dude. It's going crazy. Episode 35.
Okay.
Sound Gohanium.
Damn it.
You ready for this one?
The title already is great.
This is a short one. Zomeji Caterpilio.
Oh,
A member of the Machine Cavalry Duel Club approaches Yuga's road laboratory while he is gone.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
So, while they're trapped in the abandoned dorm at 6 Elementary, Yuga's...
By Caterpilio.
Yeah, by Caterpilio, Yuga's lab is getting broken into. So, what are we stealing?
Well, he approaches it.
Yeah, but you're probably going to try to break in.
Probably.
Are we trying to steal the notebook to tell us how to shut down rush duels? Is it one of those again? Much like Roa had?
Maybe.
Or, like when Mimi took it and then gave it to Goha Corporation or something like that?
That's an ambiguous one. I cannot make anything of that.
Yeah, that's...
You want to take a stab at it? You want to figure that one out?
I mean, I think I did. I think that's my best guess, is that they're trying to find some way to disable rush duels and crush them utterly.
So someone obvious... Now, this is the interesting part about that episode. You would imagine that someone outside of Yuga and his main group is going to interfere and stop him from doing that.
I mean, you would think.
Roa?
Right? Could be Roa.
Could be Roa.
Could be Roa. I mean, he's the only one that's back in the city.
It could be Roa. It could be Neil. But I feel
Doubt
like...
it. I feel like this is a good opportunity to put Roa
I feel like this is a great opportunity to put Roa in.
Yeah.
In kind of a squash match against someone from the Machine Cavalry.
That or you have someone random, like a Mezuburo show up. Or
could be
like
a Menzaburo.
Yeah.
Could be like a Tiger.
Yugioh or someone.
Yugioh. Yeah, we get Sevens Yugioh. So that's the exciting part about that. Now maybe Yuga breaks free from the abandoned dorm and they're able to stop them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe
I just feel like they're going to be trapped there for a few episodes.
I agree. So that's 35, but obviously let's focus a little more on...
Shiose said it should be Tiger. The episode's title is a reference to what Kaio anime about wind instruments.
Shiose, thank you for that comment. Yeah, I forgot to read DMC noted. The episode's title is a reference to Hibike Euphonium, which sound Gohonium. Oh, and sound, musical, wind instruments. So sound is all...
That's one of the many reasons why Shiose is here.
So wait, what did Shiose say?
So it says...
and it's gotta be Tiger.
Wind
that might get me just as hyped as if it was Roa.
I
love Tiger.
I really like that
loved
character.
her. She was awesome. I really hope it's her. And Caterpillar versus Tiger. Oh, she was terrifying.
Yeah, so it'd be good.
Yeah. Oh no, I love strong women like that. Dude.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool.
Don't let them peer too much in your personal life.
No, dude, I love the design and I love the personality.
Got some weird episodes coming up, but what do I expect from Sevens? You know, that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's the beauty of the show. Whether you love it or hate it, that's the beauty.
I think I'm more interested in the subterranean adventures of Sebastien and Kaizo. I think that could actually be pretty funny.
I think it's going to be a very humorous episode. It'll also be interesting because this is going to be the first episode in a while that I feel is not carried by Yuga and the main core four. Yeah. Right? I was trying to think about the last episode where the focus of the episode was not Yuga and his main crew.
Theoretically, these next two could be that.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
I am always in favor, and it doesn't have to be the main core of characters, of kind of sidelining your protagonist for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And letting the show kind of blossom with your other characters. Build up. And Sevens has a good amount of supporting characters. I think they have a lot of really interesting supporting characters. Mm-hmm. So if you told me that the next two episodes was Kaizo, Sebastien, and their antics versus potentially Sirocco or another person of that Mamen galaxy, Namen galaxy, whatever it is.
Num Num.
The Num Num galaxy.
Remember, that was a game for the PlayStation, Num Num Galaxy.
Num Num Galaxy. I did not know that. I'm going to have to buy that. I'll stream it on Twitch. And then the next episode after that is Tiger getting a potential win. Yeah. I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool.
Not long. Sidelighting the protag, we're talking to you, Vrains. So
yeah, well...
There's a lot of Yusaku in that show.
I know. And you know, that's the other advantage with Sevens. And I said this, and if we are going to make our picks, make sure you submit your picks down below, YuGioHPICKEM. At gmail.com, Kaizo Sebastien is one team versus Finger Chikako. Oh,
say that again.
I feel like I'm saying it wrong. It sounds dirty, doesn't it?
It sounds... You know what? All I think of is chicken fingers. That's literally all I think about. Because I associate the aliens with ramen food, and then I hear finger, I just think chicken fingers.
I'm definitely not saying that word right.
Probably not.
It's probably like Chikako or something.
Just chalk it up to spoonerism.
Finger Chicago. Should I just... We're just... All right. So you can either pick Kaizo and Sebastien or Chicago in this upcoming duel.
God damn it.
But before we do that...
You want to jump back to some donos?
No, because we got to make a prediction. We got to make our prediction.
Let's make a prediction.
But
type in the chat.
What are your I can't remember what I was going to ask. What are your initial reactions to this?
To those?
Yeah, to those next two.
I think we're gonna have fun. Yeah. And I think it just gives more. It just gives more evidence to the theory that these aliens are going to show up at some later point in the show, and we don't have to talk about that now. But now you're another, 15, 20 episodes later, you just have another one of the race showing up. Weird.
Do you believe it's Sirocco, or do you believe it's a different alien?
I think it's a different alien, and I think they look pretty similar.
So I disagree with you. I think it's Sirocco posing as a subterranean person. Right? Because think about it. If this is the Mamen galaxy, the Nom Nom galaxy, way out in outer space, and we know they're in outer space because we saw the UFO.
To get there.
We saw the UFO take them. Subterranean is underground.
Right.
So that's the
makes
opposite.
Me think that another alien of the same race has been stuck here for a long time, and they have been underground. It's much like like a Kal-El, Superman, like the ship crashed and it was in the ice for a whole bunch of years.
Right.
That's kind of what happened. Because the way it seemed is that they had to get her back to her planet. I don't think it's that easy to get them back and forth, or it shouldn't be for aliens.
I mean, they seem to do it very quickly.
I mean, they seem very technologically advanced, but I just think it's a different one.
Kaizo, I think, will be able to put it together. That it's the same breed.
I mean, I would hope so. He was there.
I would hope so.
He's supposed to be intelligent.
What deck is Kaizo? What deck is Kaizo?
It's got to be something robotic, something
Yeah.
troll-like.
Something about
definitely
drones.
something about trolls.
Yeah.
He is gonna troll us as the audience.
Yeah.
It'll be something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Would you be
What
surprised
if it's just a
if
bunch
it
of
was-
like cute girls? Like
Would you be shocked?
Like cute like robot
Did
girls.
you see the line he had in this episode?
Yeah, where he was
When
supporting...
he's talking about supporting the roads, and then Roman points out, "Yeah, you're only helping the women."
I am so glad that Roman continues to call him out on his shit.
Even when it would support her,
Right.
she's still like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's a creep.
He's a freaking weirdo.
And I think the best part is Yuga created him.
Mm-hmm.
So Yuga programmed him, and
Yeah, but
Yuga has tried to fix him multiple times.
He has his own AI, his own brain.
That's the best part
because
about
Yuga
it.
is nothing like that.
No, that's the thing.
So
Yuga's
not like an Ultron situation where like somebody of the creator's personality rubs off like nothing.
No.
Kaizo is just a weirdo.
So I think it's hilarious.
He even tried to dress up as a student, and they got called out by Asana at the end of the episode.
I think Yuga may have done that also to, again, get them to that abandoned dorm. I think that was a big brain move on Yuga's part.
To dress up
Kaizo
as a student. I thought that was big.
I think so, because that's how Kaizo was getting involved with all the like life hacks for these girls.
I mean, sure, but I also think it's just they wanted Kaizo around, and he's not, locked up and tied together in the closet.
So wait, hold on. Yuga saved Kaizo. He left Sebastien.
Oh, Sebastien, because Sebastian's too big.
Well, not only is he too big, but remember he was Team Asana.
That's
in
true.
the last
So
duel.
we left
So
him there.
screw Sebastien.
That's right.
But obviously Sebastian's free to.
Yeah, it's gonna be some kind of. I'm more interested that is it really gonna be a 2-on-1 duel, or is it Sebastien as the only spectator to Kaizo dueling?
Right.
'Cause the only time we've seen Kaizo ever duel was he like simulated a duel with those other robots when he was, all messed up or whatever, that he got, some virus implanted into him by Sebastien and Neil.
Right.
So, is it something like that, or is it going to be a real duel? I imagine it's going to be a real duel.
We are going to write our predictions in the boys group chat.
Let's do it.
Calibro and Nick T have sent me their predictions. I know I still have not updated the standings. You can yell at me for it. I'm sorry. I'll try my best to get to it soon.
All right. All right.
Let me know when you have it. And make sure you leave your predictions in the chat. Email your predictions down below. Whoever comes in first is getting a PS5, so it's a big
PS5
deal.
and Xbox Series X, I believe it is.
Or Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
All right, 3, 2, 1, send.
I'm not even confident in this, just because this duel is so wacky that I think anything could happen.
Do you want to start with your pick?
Yeah, I picked Kaizo Sebastien.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like once again we're not going to have the alien character pull off a win. We're setting up things for later, and I think this is more about the story of figuring out where Asana got maximum cards. And since our heroes are Kaizo and Sebastien, they seem to be the main part of this duel. There you go. I think they can pull off the victory. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, just because it's just one of those weird duels.
It's one of those weird duels. I do not feel good about this at all. Calibro picked Kaizo Sebastien.
Yeah, he just texted.
Nick T picked Kaizo Sebastien. I as well am going with Kaizo Sebastien. So we're actually all unanimous here in our picks of Kaizo Sebastien. And again, it might only end up being one of them dueling against the alien.
Yeah.
It might end up being both. But just for the sake of the pick,
the last time we seen a 2-on-1 duel? It had to be I versus.
No, it was Robapi versus Emma and Blood Shepherd.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that came before. I went against.
You're right.
Aoi and
I thought you were gonna say Revolver, Soulburner.
No.
Yeah, the Zizens. That
was
even
the last 2-on-1. Right?
Yeah, so the last 2-on-1 was at the end of Reigns. Sevens has not done anything like that so far. We have not broken from that 1v1 structure. The Otis duel was 3 1v1s. But I went Kaizo Sebastien. Much like with Gakuto Galient, I just feel like it makes the most sense for the story.
Yeah.
I don't think the alien character really gets anything from winning this duel. And I think the main point right now is for these characters to get to Neil to advance the plot. I don't think the plot is really going to do much advancing if they get stopped in their efforts. If this succeeds and the alien character beats them, especially you're introducing another brand new Machine Duel Club Cavalry character in episode 35. So I just don't think it makes that much sense to have this alien win, finger Chikako. I think it'll be funny. I think it'll be a humorous episode. But I think Kaizo and Sebastien are going to pull it out. I think they're going to succeed on their mission just to keep the story rolling. And I think it would make the most sense. So that's my prediction for this duel. So we're all taking Kaizo Sebastien. Make sure you get your vote in at the Pick'em Gmail down below. keep playing, because even though I haven't updated in a while, these points still count, and it is a rat race right now to the top. So definitely keep playing. If you want our advice, our expert advice, we're all picking Kaizo Sebastien, but we have been wrong before, so, take it with a grain of salt. And what are most people in the chat saying?
They said the last time you picked the alien, it didn't go well for you.
I did pick Sorako, yeah. Which, that was a stupid pick. I remember it was coming off of the Mimi Yoshio upset, and I was very disgruntled with myself in picking against Mimi, or picking Mimi against Yoshio. And then I felt like, all right, they got to make the main cast lose because they got to build up strikes. They're going to do it with Menzaburo instead. It was a bad pick.
Yeah, I think I was one of the only people that picked Menzaburo.
You and Nick T did. Me and Cal picked Sorako. Yeah. It was a bad pick. So I'm not going to get burned again. And if the alien wins, it's one of those like Sushiko beating Roman. It's like, hey, it surprised me. I'm not upset being surprised, but I'm not going to pick it and be wrong. So
I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah. We are going to read the rest of the donations from you lovely people. Maybe take some comments from the chitty chat and wrap things up here. But we still got a lot to go. There's still a decent amount of donations.
There is a decent amount.
Yeah, so we still got a lot. We still got a lot of seven. And thank you so much for that, by the way. We still got a lot of great Sevens Up content for you tonight. And if you enjoy the stream, make sure to catch us every Wednesday night at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually the crew is a little bigger than this. Usually we have the two Nicks with us. Hopefully Nick T will return next week. Calibro is swamped with work. It's his busy season at work. Yeah. Last night he told me he worked till 2 a.m. So he worked 8 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, at least he's doing it at home and he's not going to the office.
He's already got 8 hours of overtime, and it's Wednesday today. Yeah. So that gives
you
an idea.
You're in for a good week when that happens.
Yeah, when you're 8 hours into overtime 2 days in.
Yeah,
so
been there.
Yeah, that's on pace for 20 hours of overtime?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
So hopefully Caliber will return next week as well. Nick T in quarantine, so we'll see. No guests in the short-term future. Again, we kind of took a break after Entame subs. Shiose honored us by coming on for the season 2 finale.
Honestly, we're nothing without her.
No. Well, this podcast
doesn't
has slowly started declining. The Entame was kind of our peak, so hopefully we'll be able to get her back for the next finale, and we'll kind of
that's honestly the only way people watch this show.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I couldn't agree more, actually. So no guests in the short term, but again, once COVID clears up, we have some works months from now.
Yeah, we got a plan for June.
With Maddie, Adola Burst.
We'll set it up.
Yeah, 15 might be coming on as well, maybe in April-ish.
Exactly.
So
it's just it's an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, we're trying to be safe. We're trying to be safe with COVID. But I promise you guests will be more frequent once that gets figured out.
Yeah, and hopefully the vaccine gets rolled out.
Yes.
15, speaking of 15, donated $2.
Didn't even know he was here.
And said, what's good? Feels like forever since the last stream.
Yes. I don't know if that's sarcasm because I was live on Twitch last night. I know you were there. But 15, thank you for the donation, man. Thank you so much, my friend.
Cal, what's good, man? Cal just joined the chat. What's up, Cal?
Hey, Cal. We just read your prediction, and we just talked about your overtime. And we wish you were here, man. We really do. We wish you were here.
Janeth
Ernest, yep, Canadian.
Donated $5 Canadian. I think the reason why Mr. Goha is a drone is because the writers don't want kids to go against adults.
That could be it, honestly.
Never know.
I mean, they're really not bringing up parents at all. They're not bringing up older characters.
Any of our older characters are seemingly good.
Yeah. They are straying away from that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Could be. It's an interesting theory.
Yeah,
it is a kid's show after all.
It is a kid's show. I like that theory, Janeth, and thank you for the donation.
Nicholas Horton's here. Donated £5.
Thank you so much,
and
Nicholas.
said, I think thanks to Yuga, eventually Goha 6 will become a better school again before the Cavalry Club took over it. Yeah, can we talk about that real quick? That these people are demanded to march miles to school. It's said that they built the road to get to the school.
They also basically live in a prison.
They basically live in a military school.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the way they have to line up and say, well, I can't hear you, good morning.
Well, to me, it's that, and it's very prison-like as well, where you have to do things, you have to do manual labor, and you can't leave. You can't escape. They're literally on a mountain. You can't leave that school. So it's very...
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah. I mean, Asana is maybe a little more twisted than we thought.
Yeah.
She might love that machine, but my God, she's got a wicked streak there.
The Great One.
Yeah, the Great One.
The Great One. We'll see what more that means. Caliber goes, I got 10 plus hours of overtime ready. We'll see how the rest of this week goes.
Yeah, well, we said you were on pace for 20 hours, but at least you got...
Cal, are you currently still working right now, or are you at least done for the night? Because it's almost 11 o'clock here.
At least he gets paid. Remember the other job? He didn't even get paid for overtime.
That is very true. So I'm sure he is happy about that.
Yeah.
Goose donated $5 and said,
sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone. Keep things PG. Positively, Goose.
there you go, nailed it.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Yes, and definitely keep things PG and send those positive vibes to Sean Gilbride in the chat.
Yeah,
he's
if Sean is still here, yeah,
to him.
thoughts and prayers. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Another person that's been here, Legendary Duels is here.
Oh, JC, we got to get him back on. I know he just fought COVID.
Yeah, he knows what it's like,
Yeah.
and he donated $5, and he said loved Gakuto's victory. Their decks work so well together. It was a great duel.
Yeah, I completely agree, Legendary. I
Yeah,
thought
they really did
the
compliment
duel was
each other.
really good, and I got to be honest with you, man. I thought Gakuto outdueled him. I thought Gakuto really... Sometimes you get these duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the good character wins, but they were kind of outdueled the entire time until the final turn.
Yeah.
I didn't get the sense this duel.
No,
and
I feel like he controlled it pretty
Yeah, I
nice.
think it's pretty important to kind of bring that up, that Gakuto controlled this duel and had counters and had movement. Semi-Ruler was a really good new ace. It was a great duel.
Did you think it was messed up that when Yami Ruler first died, that they go, Yami Ruler!
Yeah.
And he was like screaming as the monster died again?
They're getting more bold with the monsters
They really
screaming. Usually, it's not reserved for Seven's Road Magician anymore.
Although that is just becoming a meme.
Well, it is. And how many more times is he going to get incinerated by Maximums? But Legendary, thank you so much, my man.
Kyle donated another $5, a Brazilian dollars.
Thank you, Kyle.
And said, so Mimi's husband retired from Goha 6. Then what's going to be his new rule from now on? Also, Kaizo's Ace Monster maybe will be Feral Simp because of this episode.
Oh my god. If his monster has
anything to do with simp,
with the
I'm
word
lose it.
simp, this is the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever.
Then you know Studio Bridge is...
Meta.
They're into the meta of pop
They're
culture.
meta.
They
dude.
know.
Which they might already be.
They could be.
So, Kyle, I believe that Suzuki Galient is Mimi's husband.
You don't. You don't believe that. Just don't lie to them.
Until you can disprove that theory, I am rolling
You
with
could
it.
say that about almost anything.
All right. Then take your shot, bro. Take your shot. Tazaki Galient, I believe... Well, how about I say this? Tazaki Galient is Yoshio's father.
I could say Tazaki Galient is Asana's father at this point.
Well, I don't think that's true.
The age works? It could be.
I'm kidding. No, in all seriousness, I think that is such a funny theory, dude. I love
that one. Really
That's great. Kyle, I'm glad you're on board, my man.
see what you're starting already? Jesus.
Love it.
Shark King 101 donated another $10.
Thank you, Shark
And
King.
said, on the thought track of Yuga being the next head of Goha, it would fall in line with Yuga being the young master of such a powerful family and how smart he is with creating Goha's specialty drones.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, he's a very
He then
intelligent
added
guy.
a part 2, donated another $5, and said
Thank
it would
you.
also be a continuation of the friendship between Goha family and, was it Mutsuba, is how you say Asana's last name? Family with Yuga and Asana, if Yuga is from the Goha family.
That is actually a really good
We're
point.
connecting them to old money.
Yeah.
is what we're doing here, as Nick T would say.
Shark King, thank you for all the generous donations, man. I seriously appreciate it. That's a great point, actually, by Shark King. I like the comparison.
I like this.
And I also like when people are able to continue to pile on to their theory and give it a little more proof. I really always respect that. And the best part of that theory, I think, is that aspect of being able to continue that friendship between Mutsuba and Goha. And you know, if Yuga was in charge of Goha, actually in charge of Goha,
He would be a nice person.
he would be a good person, and he'd actually be working with Asana and letting that because he loves new styles of dueling. So he doesn't want to monopolize rush duels. He loves what happened.
It's just, I think Bink just goes, I wonder who donated on Twitch, winky face. I think I know you donated 5 bits.
So yeah, Pig's great. So I think it would be really cool. Shark King, I love the theory, my man. I really do. I believe that Rook. I don't know. There's just part of me thinks that Rook comes from a very powerful family that hasn't really been fully explored.
Hey,
yet.
we had that thing with his grandfather and the watch. I feel like that's got to come round again.
Yeah, I think it will.
So.
I think it will. But keep theorizing, Shark King. I
Rook's
like it.
grandfather was the guy that was in the drone helmet, and he's dead.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Boom, connected the whole thing.
That's a great theory.
There you go.
Oh my God! Look at this guy. You guys are popping off with the theories tonight, man. I love it.
That's what I'm doing.
Rick's grandfather is dead.
And put that as a thumbnail somewhere. JC, if you're still here, put that as a thumbnail.
No,
Nicholas Horton donated another £5 and said, "My theory about aliens might come true if they go that route."
Yeah,
very well could.
Nicholas, I think that they very well could. I mean, this is the second straight arc where we are getting an alien character. I think they are leading up to maybe an invasion.
At the ending, we always have that little saucer.
Yeah,
just come on.
Yeah, we're getting invaded here. I love it, dude. Now, will it be for malicious purposes or will it be for aid and assistance?
I feel like almost all the time that aliens invade, it's malicious.
Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh has done aliens before as villains, so it's nothing new to the franchise.
It would fit. I mean, scientists say in real life that if they invaded, they would probably take over. And
if they were able to reach us, then they have the technology.
More than likely. I mean, we would do it, right? Look what we do across the planet, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Electra Kevin donated $5 Australian. And said, by the way, if Wendy or any other character's anime-exclusive archetype gets printed, they'll likely be in the collection pack like Fossils, not in Duelist packs.
Yeah, Fossils were printed. Sun Avalons got printed in those packs. So, not really the right set for Storm Riders to come. So if it's Wind, even though Wendy's deck fits, probably not an appropriate set to print a brand new archetype, as Electra Kevin said. So great point there, Kevin. Definitely. And thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it.
15 donated another $5 and said, "Not gonna lie, I'm going through some tough times right now, but at least seeing you guys live takes my mind off things. Man, I'm very happy to hear that this can bring a little light to your day." That's
like the third or fourth comment we've gotten like that. I can't tell you how much how that makes me feel, man. It makes me feel so. First of all, it makes me feel sad that a lot of you guys are going through difficult times, but it also gives me a sense of purpose for doing this and a reminder why we do this every week. Obviously we love talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens,
of course,
and that's obviously a major reason, but we know, because of how generous you guys are with your comments and the donations, we know how much this segment means to a lot of you. Yeah. And that is a huge inspirational thing to do this every single week. So 15, that means the world, man. I love comments like that. I'm sorry to hear you're going through a tough time. Things will get better. I was going through a pretty rough time a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and you're doing better.
And I feel very, very good. Yeah. So, life is full of ups and downs. And I've said that my whole life.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's so true. So even though you're in a down right now, for anyone that's in a down right now, and I'm sure there's probably a decent amount of people that are, the up is coming. I promise you that.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going through things in our own lives too personally sometimes. And, it does take a lot to set this up and get together and prepare this show. So hearing a comment like that just makes it all worthwhile.
And it makes me, if I'm going through a difficult time, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So you guys do the same.
It takes your mind off.
Yeah, so you guys do the same thing for us.
Does the same thing for me.
Yeah, you guys do the same thing for us. So never forget that. You mean just as much to us as we mean to you. I really do mean that.
Yeah, we appreciate this.
Thank you, 15.
Nick also added a comment and said, "I forgot to mention, what do you think about Goha's machinery rule, which is something we didn't talk about? That if your machine breaks, you lose the duel."
Yeah, that's kind of fascinating.
It was weird because Schwer, or whatever his name is, right, the pigeon guy, he said, "Oh, you should surrender the duel because there's a rule that you cannot allow your machine to break." Mm-hmm. But then it's also against the rules to surrender a duel.
Yeah.
So there's an inverse there of you're trapped and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, we didn't even talk. Galient not only loses, he loses his best friend in his machine.
I wonder if he walked away, because that's a great point. I wonder if he walked away from the Machine Duel Cavalry Club because his machine broke. He knew that was the end. He knew he was getting kicked out. That could have been why. And because he's speaking in next episode, we might learn more about that. Yeah. He might say to himself, I don't know who he's going to be speaking to. Maybe Schwer or Asana. Actually, I don't think either of them were on the cast list.
No.
So I don't know who he's going to be speaking to, but he might just have an inner monologue and say, I can't go back because I broke my machine.
Yeah. I was kind of sad for him, honestly. I mean, you see how much that Cavalry Club values the machine.
And something I did not really say, he gained a lot of respect for me. He did.
In his duel, yeah.
He gained a lot of respect for me.
And he gave respect to Gakuto.
Yeah, especially the way he handled his loss at the end. I love when characters lose graciously. Yeah. He got a lot of respect from me.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
X-Slayer donated $20.
Oh my God, X-Slayer, dude.
Here is my predictions for the last few episodes of this arc.
Okay.
After episode 35, Tiger might assemble some of the side characters to break into Goha 6 and help Yuga and the group until the final duel between Yuga and Asana happens.
I love that.
What if that happens?
If Tiger leads an attack on Goha 6, it's guaranteed to
We
war.
got an all-out war.
It's guaranteed to war.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. And
She's a tactician.
She would just be breaking the machines left and right.
She'd be terrifying. They'd be terrified of her.
I hope that happens, X-Slayer. I actually hate that you even said that because you just got my hopes up for something that probably won't happen. I think that's a great idea. I would love to see them break into Goha 6 and try and free Yuga. And you have Tiger. You have the kids from the Dino Club. You have Menzaburo and Sushiko and all of them.
And Sushiko and who?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember the guy's name? Hey, he's so irrelevant. I can't remember. By the way, what was the bet I made with Nick T? It was by episode 41, right?
Yeah, it was around there, 41, 43.
That he was going to show up or speak.
That he was going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to show up.
And then what was the bet again? What happened?
He didn't.
Oh, it's the Yugi mask the whole time.
It was the Yugi
wig.
mask.
Okay. So it looks good. I don't think he's showing up in these next two episodes.
They don't want to say his name, guys.
I don't know his name.
He's a liar.
No, I actually, I don't remember irrelevant guys.
You put some respect on Nick Yagi. You put some respect.
Why? What is with you and Nick T loving Nick Yagi?
Because he's there. He's gonna be.
He's not there.
He's gonna be a big relevant character.
No, you're wrong. He's never gonna duel. He's not gonna show up in episode 41, and Nick T's gonna have the Yugi mask on the whole time.
Either way, it's gonna be hilarious for me.
Well, you're in a win.
Because I'm winning all the time.
Yeah,
I'm winning every day.
You're in a win.
Because you guys are either putting on the wig. I got the two of you and Cal going to Applebee's or Varsity Jackets. I'm winning all the time.
Why am I ruining my life over Yu-Gi-Oh? Why am I making these bets that do not benefit me?
It makes it more fun for us and the audience out there. That's
absolutely.
why.
Absolutely.
We're gonna run a poll of bets that Dylan should stupidly join.
Whew, okay. Nick Yagi. I said the name. X-Slayer, that's a very generous
Thank
donation.
you very much.
Thank you, X-Slayer.
And I would love that. I honestly think maybe the show writers don't put Tiger in many episodes because she would solve problems too easily.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, solve problems.
If she went to the president's office in Goha there, that drone's dead.
I want you to remember that when Tiger was talking to Yuga, she originally wanted to fight him. With bats
she's a martial art expert. Yeah.
She had no interest in
and he was like,
Yuga. She wanted them to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
dude, she is such. I love Tiger, man. I really hope that Shiose's prediction's correct and that she is dueling in 35.
In an alternate world, I wanted that episode, but it's no duel, and it's really them just beating the shit out of each other. That's what I want.
I mean, she would win.
She would easily.
She would take all four.
It probably at once.
Yeah, at once.
It wouldn't even be a challenge.
No, it wouldn't be a challenge.
Oh, that'd be great. Another dono is Solid Snack.
Oh, Sora!
Donated $5 Canadian and said, "Good episode, but not my fave. Hoping Asana gets another cool duel, and also more Mimi. Really want to get a legit win and maybe break free of that mask."
Well, we're definitely more Mimi is guaranteed. Another Asana cool duel is guaranteed.
She's the prez. So we're getting more.
I still got to write to you, Sora. I'm sorry. I see the messages and then I get distracted. But I will write to you. I promise.
Very easily.
Yeah, very easily. You know me. Sometimes I have 50 messages on my phone. I'm horrible at answering people. But thank you for the donation, man. And I think those two wishes are gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
Pink, you had your 5 bits. And then Fall Full Mark II.
Oh, I think that's a new name.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I apologize if I don't.
Thank you, Mark.
Said he donated $5 and said, "It seems inevitable that Sevens Road will be replaced by, what is this, Magitech Overroad as Yuga's ace in the end because of the Steel Tech tease in the card game." So you could comment maybe more on that than I can.
The Steel Tech tease in the card game. I actually don't really know.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your donation. I'm not 100% sure what that means.
Chat, tell us what he means, and let's talk about it.
Because I don't follow the card game extremely
TCG,
close. Yeah, well, in this case, it's OCG, because Rush Duels aren't in TCG yet. But I think Magitech Overroad, because of how strong of a monster it is, I still think that it's going to be reserved for these special situations.
Yeah,
I don't think it's ever going to reach the frequency of a Sevens Road Magician, but I think that you could definitely make the case that it's one of his aces, or maybe it's his final ace, kind of like a shooting Quasar, if you will, that appears a little more. Obviously Yusei's ace is Shooting Star Dragon. Not Shooting Star Dragon, I'm sorry. Stardust Dragon. Shooting Star Dragon, which is another really cool variant of Stardust Dragon. But I think that's what Magitech Overroad will be. It'll be one of Yuga's big bosses, but not a true ace.
Right. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fair to say.
Yeah. But Mark, I mean, I can't wait to see him again. I hope Yuga gets a new maximum as well. And thank you for the donation. If Mark comments about what he meant by that, I'd love to know. So keep your eye out for that.
I will.
Yeah.
Xlayer donated another $5 and said, "Now then, what are you hoping for to see if Sevens Road Magician or any other monster you would like to see as an upgrade or a cool-looking mystical being?" I would love to see Sevens Road get an upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bored. I've been bored of that character and that monster since the beginning. I wasn't in love with it.
I would be cool if Sevens Road Witch got an upgrade, because I love the way Sevens Road Witch looks. So if you make like a bigger, like bulkier looking Witch, I think that could be...
Or what's the other ace card that Yuga has? The like knight looking thing. Or the fire one.
Yeah, I know the paladin one. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. That's a cool monster.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah, Yuga, I would say Sevens Road Witch. I would actually prefer over a Sevens Road Magician upgrade if I'm going to be honest. And I'm trying to think about other characters. I mean, Rook's got his Dragear's upgrade. A Roman upgrade with her main guitarist would be cool.
Yeah, she's got a couple of those.
Yeah, guitarist of the...
Add more
prima
to the
guitar now.
I think adding more to the band and add a drummer set. I think all that would be cool.
A prima guitar upgrade would be cool. Yeah. And she needs a win, so maybe she'll use a prima guitar upgrade in her next one.
Okay, so Mark said the card's name is Steel Tech DD Mirror Innovator. Full effect still has to be revealed, though, but involves pulling 3 machines out of the graveyard and...
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming we're waiting on another comment.
Well, no. I just think the 3 machines out of the graveyard are probably the maximum. Yeah, so that makes sense. Now Yuga's getting more cards that revolve around the machine array and the steel type.
Yeah, I think it would work. It would totally work. Yeah, I wasn't in love with his maximum. It was okay.
Yeah, it's probably my least favorite maximum.
Oh, yeah, by far. By far.
But again, if you like Gundam and like Power Rangers...
Then it works.
Then I think you probably love it. Yeah. So that's a great point, Mark. And thank you for the comment. Thank you for the donation. And we'll see if you're right, man. We'll see if you're right. But that's a pretty good sign. Yeah.
Yeah. New Sevens Road monsters would also be good as well.
Definitely.
Kaio donated another $5 Brazilian.
Thank you, Kaio.
And said, "I never get the bird guy's name right. We don't either. But he seems to be like the Rook from their group. I hope he is at the same dueling level to be a threat."
Yeah, Kaio, thank you so much for the donation. Schwerbert, Chevelle, the translators don't really know that because of the way that it's spelled and pronounced. Yeah, dove rap. It's very confusing. So if you say Schwer or Schwerbert or Chevelle, I think that's fine. We know who you're talking about. But see, I didn't view him as actually. Yeah, I guess you could view him as the Rook of the group. I more viewed him as the Gakuto of the group, to be honest.
You could argue Galient is the Rook of this group.
Yeah.
How powerful he has been.
Yeah. And Asana, I guess, would be the Yuga. But I could see the Rook comparisons being, I guess, a little more stoic and serious. But I just felt like, because especially following the rules. That's why I made the Gakuto comparison, because, the machine's about to break, you have to surrender. That's a very Gakuto thing to say. We have to follow the rules. We have to follow the guidelines. So...
That fits as well.
Yeah. So, but, regardless of the comparison, Gakuto of the group, Rook of the group, I just hope he's a confident duelist, Kaio. I'm sure you hope so as well. I'm sure you do as well, Pete.
Yeah, definitely.
So, hopefully he gets a win. If the arc really is ending at 39, he's probably going to duel and lose.
Yeah, probably.
And if that happens,
would stink.
It would stink, but if it happens, I hope the character that beats him is Roman.
And I think it would be a good
win.
duel.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good win for Roman.
Yeah, but most likely, in that case, it'll probably be Rook.
Probably Rook.
Yeah. Xlayer just came back and did another $5 and said, "Imagine a Sevens Road dragon, but with flame all over the head and wing, while the rest of it had the same color scheme as the other Sevens Roads."
Yes.
It'd be awesome.
Sevens Road Dragon would be cool. Or you get like a Dark Magician Girl Dragon Knight, where maybe Sevens Road Witch is riding a dragon. I think that would be really cool as well, and that would be an upgrade for her, and she looks more like a swords paladin, like Sevens Road Dark Magician Girl Dragon Knight looks. I think that would be really cool.
I think it would be very cool. That is the end of donos, so I just want you to check and make sure nothing happened in the link. I didn't see anything, but I could have missed it. I just wanted you to make sure.
Pink Bangman, love this episode. Gakuto deserved this win. I think Kaizo will use Yuga's spare deck from episode 3, the one Roman used. Also, I have a theory. Galient is the principal of Goha 6. That's actually hilarious. Pink, thank you for the bits. Yeah, Yeah, I believe we got everything.
Awesome. All right.
So,
just wanted to make sure.
Listen, you guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for everything. And actually, Entame at the end donated $2. Have a great night. Entame, thank you for all you do subbing Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Shiose on her channel. She does watch-alongs. I do the watch-alongs when it's a big episode. Don't plan on doing it this week as well. I'm pretty sure she does it weekly. Definitely follow her on Twitter. Follow her YouTube. And hang out with her while she reacts to Sevens live. We'll do it for like season finales and big duels and stuff. Maybe Roman duels. But it won't be this week. It probably won't even be next week either. But thank you guys all so much for your amazing support. Pete, you got some stuff to promo. On your promo some stuff. Everything is in the description. All these guys' stuff is in the description.
Yeah, run channel, Clueless Gamers. If you want to check that out, I do a weekly 1st and 10. It's called NFL Football Podcast with my friend Brian. We do that every single week. We just recorded it today, so probably in a couple days that will be up. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. Dylan and I also do WandaVision.
WandaVision.
The Disney Plus MCU show. The 3rd episode currently is over on the channel right now. It went up last night and it's doing decently well. So the first 3 episodes are there, all in its own playlist. So if you are interested in that, you could check that out. Hopefully we'll have some other people join us in the future.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's kind of what I got going on right now. And follow me on Twitter at PeteVaccaro21 in the description.
Follow him. He's great. Nick T's got a new album out, Nameling. Everything there is linked down below. And Calibre also streams on Twitch. You can follow him on Twitter as well. I stream over on Twitch as well. And videos will return to normal in February. But I love you guys. Shiose, Nick Schroner, Drone, Charizard Ranger, Goose, Josephina, thank you everyone for coming here, and a special, I'd like to dedicate this stream, I've never really done this before, but I want to dedicate this stream to Sean Gilbride, who told us earlier on Friday he had a heart attack. Sean, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for everything you do for me in the channel, and I can speak for everyone here at the team. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you, man, and just keep recovering. You're a great dude, and it'll all work out.
It's gonna work out. Prayers for you, man. I appreciate it.
We love you.
All the support, man. We love you, man.
Definitely. Thank you all so much for coming to Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, episode 33, a Galient effort. I did have to look. I was gonna say a Galient try. I love all of you. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.